Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
I feel this obligation to not skip through the commercials because I feel like it supports our podcast. But then I'm like,
yeah,
if anyone's allowed, surely it's me.
Surely it's you. And also, they don't support the podcast.
They really don't. I was like, I'm listening to a lot of commercials. Where's that check?
Patreon.com/textmebackpod. Hello. If you want to support the podcast.
But yeah, I was listening to this commercial, for Simply Safe or whatever. And then we come back and I was thinking, I wonder if the listeners realize that when we take a break,
it's not anything. Like, here's how it goes. We're going to take a quick break. Nope, that's not how it goes. Here's how it goes. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Whatcha Watchin. Okay, we're back. Usually I'll move my head around to signal the passage of time.
I've got something to say.
It's friggin' Text Me Back podcast. Right as I hit record, I got oh my God, I'm getting emotional. I got a text message from my brother that was like, oh, your nephew was saying such nice things about you yesterday. And now I'm like, I don't want a podcast. I want to go find out what it was.
Oh no! Do you want to cancel the podcast?
I want to cancel the podcast and go see what nice things people were saying, what teenagers were saying about me.
The older one.
Yes, this is a fucking huge get, dude.
Wow. Was he saying that you're an incredible dad-coded boy aunt?
I'll never know because I'm too busy doing the podcast. So
sorry.
No, I love it. No, I love the podcast. It's really fun. Welcome to Text Me Back podcast, the only podcast. I am, of course, sports coded boy aunt. Is that what it was? Boy coded sports aunt?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
MEAGAN HATCHER-MAYS.
Oh, and I'm Lindy.
Today on the program, we are going to be discussing the following topics. Tidings, such as, and also, Whatcha Watchin, : cops, parentheses, question mark?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna watch? What you gonna watch when we're watching you? Cops.
Well, and by the way, the answer to the question, what you gonna do when they come for you, is you don't have to worry about it because they'll probably never find you. You're probably good. Anyways, and then we're going to end the show, I think. Was there another thing we were going to talk about?
Well, you have a microsegment.
Oh, and a microsegment I'm calling Dennis. But it's not the Dennis. It's not the Dennis you guys are thinking of. But if it is the Dennis you're thinking of, that would be so funny.
Is it a Dennis that I could come up with? Because
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm doing that thing where I'm building up something that is extremely stupid and not funny. So I just want everyone to get excited for that.
One of my favorite things that you do.
1,000% yes, you know this, Dennis, and you would be able to guess if I gave you the option. But I'm not, because first we're going to Tide. Before I do my tiding, there's a couple things I want to say. One is, I've been reminded of two Jingleheimers. One is Robert. By the way, Robert, not a single person wrote in about the crime that you committed called writing jingles for other podcasts. So I think you're safe. What you going to do when the cops come for you? You're fine. They're not coming for you. You're good. No judgment was passed upon your person at this time, but watch your ass, big dog. Okay.
What was the word you said before podcasts? You said, there.
It's a German word. And Steven sent in that song last week, and it already is the most disgust thing that's ever happened on this podcast. So maybe Steven should start his own podcast. I don't know. But people loved it. It's a certified banger. It's climbing the Billboard Hot 100 as we speak. I think the Grammys are calling. Jeffrey Gramophone, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, has already called 703-829-0003 and said Steven is not eligible, but could be if you play your cards right. That's what he said.
What if Steven's diss track is what finally brings in the numbers so that this podcast becomes eligible for
a Grammy? The Golden Globes.
The Golden Globes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if Steven does it? Then are we...
then beef canceled, you know?
You think we have to pay him?
I'm sure. I think you have to pay to be considered. If that's what we've learned doing podcasts, is that if you want a podcast award, you have to pay for them. Isn't that insane? So I know you're out here thinking like, oh, look at all these podcasts winning all these awards. They paid upwards of like $1,500. It's dumb.
Do you think Steven would pay for us to enter?
$1,500?
Yeah.
Well, Steven, 703-829-0003. Our Venmo also is open. So
really quick before you get to your tiding, I have a housekeeping from last week.
Yes.
Which is that it bothered me. I loved last week's episode. I've already listened to it 2 times. I'm bothered by there's this part at the end where we go into low stakes advice and I say, I'm Lindy and with me for low stakes advice is Judge Megs Lane. I was like, Judge Megs Lane doesn't give advice. Judge Megs Lane is a judge.
She renders judgment.
So I was thinking that maybe for low stakes advice, I could have an alter ego.
Okay.
And I was thinking that her name could be Dear Flabby.
Oh, geez. Well, let us know what you think. If you need low stakes advice from, as Latrice Royale says, a chunky yet funky podcast host, you know where to go. deartextmeback@gmail.com. Anyway, do you want to know my tiding?
So much.
It's just a really quick update on ball. So as everyone knows, I got a ball from Julio Rodriguez on my actual birthday. And by the way, 3 days later, I went with a different group of friends to see the Mariners play the Nats here in DC. I did not get another ball, but that's just greedy. But I did meet a really nice lady from Auburn, and it was really sweet because I was like, yeah, I grew up in Seattle. Like, whereabouts are you from? She's like, have you ever heard of Auburn? Like, she thought I would never have heard of it. But it was very sweet. But I was like, yeah, girl.
Home of the Super Mall?
Hello. Anyways, it was very nice. And she was there with her kids. Her kids were really cute and they were trying really hard to get a ball. So I was like pointing at them to be like, throw them a ball. And they did not get one. It was very sad. But the game was really fun, although we did lose again. But that's fine. Anyways.
Meagan, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Am I a bad luck charm? Don't ask me that.
No.
Okay.
This is a question of scruples.
Oh.
What if you were sitting by the nice lady from Auburn and her kids who wanted a ball at the first game? Would you have given them your your Julio ball, or as it's known on this podcast, ball?
Ball. Okay, I did not think you were going to ask me that because I'm so sorry, but no. Fuck no. But I did have a thought where I was like, if I get a second ball, I'm absolutely going to give it to this lady and her kids. Yeah. I already have ball.
Yeah.
But the first game I went to where I got a OG ball, girl, I don't think so. Your kid, I'm 44 years old.
Yeah.
And I'd never have gotten a ball. Your kids can wait. They're young.
Yeah. That's right. You've been in line.
I've been in the trenches for 44 years trying to get balls.
Yeah.
Take it up with somebody else. By the way, I found out you can go early for batting practice, and sometimes the players sign ball and give you ball. So she should have just done that. And I was like, I don't need to be a part of this. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I got ball, and I had such a good time at both of these games. It was really fun. What I've discovered is that like a really good thing for my sports anxiety is to go watch sports in person. Actually, it's a lot less stressful, I find.
Cute.
Or maybe it's just baseball. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, it was really fun. I drank a lot of wine. I got some ice cream, not in a hat though. But because DC is such a transient town, the concessions people sell a home team ice cream sundae and an away team ice cream sundae because so many people come to see the other teams.
That's nice.
So I got a little Mariners sundae with like turquoise crunchy bits inside. It was delicious. Anyways, so when my brother came to visit me a few weeks ago, he brought me one of those ferries that you can get at, what do they call it now? T-Mobile Park. I always want to, it's so dumb. It's like, I always want to call it Safecoat. Like I have allegiance to the first brand.
I know.
That
Megan,
it was named after.
Megan, it's so weird you say that because I was just thinking yesterday, driving through the U District, I was like, wow, it's really sad that it's not called the Safeco building anymore. Who cares? I don't know what it's called now. It
It's
says
just a fucking insurance company. Who gives a shit? But I'm like, oh, sad. Until Taco Time buys the naming rights for the stadium, I don't care. Anyway, so my brother, Lindy, you know this, but if our listeners are not aware, they sell special little chips and dip thing that you can get, like a collectible that you can get your chips and dips or your nachos or whatever in. And it is shaped like a Washington State ferry, which I find interesting in many reasons. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but the ferries are a crumbling, folks. And this is the most popular thing the Mariners have ever sold. They're sold out of them, actually, because people love them so much. And yet the actual real ferries crumble into the sea. It's very sad.
Could some of the nacho money maybe go
to the ferry, the actual ferries?
Also, we're talking about ferry boats.
Ferry boats, yeah.
Any of
I'm
you
so
thought,
sorry. I forget that.
I know.
I mean, it's kind of like a unique regional concept, but you can take a ferry boat from downtown Seattle to parts west. Anyways, so you can get this little collectible ferry boat. Chips go in the middle, salsa and guacamole, whatever, go in the cups on either side. I've been dying for one of these. And my brother came and he gave me one when he came to visit. And I was like, this is the best day of my life. Then 2 weeks later, I catch ball. And everyone's like, what are we going to do with ball? What are we going to do with ball? And I'm looking at ferry, I'm looking at ball, and all of a sudden I have a freaking revelation. Put ball in ferry.
That's right.
Right? And I'm like, I could totally craft this. I made the emo meter for our pledge drive, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm building this. I have it here. I'm going to show it in just a second. But I just had this thought. I was like, okay, so the inside of the ferry is actually pretty deep. So I had some leftover styrofoam from something that I ordered online. So I used the styrofoam to like build up a base. So there's some height for ball. Then I was like, I don't want it to just be styrofoam. So I bought some artificial grass, okay, to cover the styrofoam.
So cute.
Then I'm thinking, because I'm always thinking, what if there's an earthquake? I'm always thinking this. And I just feel like you and I and everyone who grows up in the Northwest is haunted by the thought, what if there's an earthquake?
Yeah.
Right. If there's an earthquake, ball is just going to go tumbling out of ferry. So you understand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I bought a display case for ball. Then I measured, cut a hole in both styrofoam and artificial grass big enough for display case to fit inside of square. Here's the final result, Lindy. Ball and ferry. And by the way, yes, the display case lights up. And you can do all different colors. Ball is in ferry. And look, earthquake. It's not falling out.
No, she ain't going nowhere.
This baby is stuck. You know what I'm saying? Baby, this is I'm an engineer. Look what I've done. Look at this craft. And look, you can change the color. Oh,
that is crafting, Meagan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, and I have it on the one where it changes color. So it goes from red to orange.
Do you sleep with it like sort of right next to your pillow?
God.
Or
no, I want to, but the light is actually pretty bright. I do have, so I have it just, oh, look, it's turning blue.
for the Mariners.
For the Mariners. I have it up in my living room. It's sort of close to my little Edgar Martinez home plate that I got.
What are the Mariners' official colors? Is it like blue and white
and
green?
Navy, and there's some gold involved.
I feel like when we were kids, it was like teal. You know, like
yeah, they do sometimes wear that teal
in the 90s.
Jersey. Yeah.
Okay.
They do still.
Well, Meagan, I'm really, really, really impressed.
I couldn't be more thrilled at how this all turned out. Not only getting ball, having the innovation, to make the shit. I was feeling really good about myself.
If you had fabricated any of the parts other than the styrofoam with a hole in it, I would say you should open an Etsy shop.
It's a lot to think about. I really feel like more people who have these fairies and who have a collectible they want to display should get involved with this.
It looks really professional.
After I finished it, I just kept going to my husband, Adam, being like, look at it. Doesn't it look so good? Doesn't it look so good?
Meagan, what if you got 2 more balls and you put them in the salsa cups?
In the cups? Well, yeah. So I've been thinking about what to do on the sauce where the dipping cups go.
Yeah.
Because there's this little lip of the fairy.
Okay.
Like the fairy deck, I guess. Yeah. Which makes it, so you need something round but short to fit under the lip. Otherwise, it doesn't fit into the dipping cup.
Like Danny DeVito.
Exactly. Now I'm thinking about getting a little Danny DeVito. Okay. No, I'm thinking maybe a shot glass or something. I haven't really thought that part through, but I just wanted to share that because I know everyone was clamoring for a ball update.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you'll have to go watch the full videos on YouTube. You know, producer Allie works so hard on the videos. So you better go subscribe, make Tony Burrito upset, and look at my ball in a fairy. That's my ball update. You?
Thank you so much, Meagan. I have a tiding as well.
Go on.
My tiding is subtitled The Pit because it's medical.
Go on.
Something happened to me that I wish I had on tape more than anything that's ever happened to me in my life, I'm pretty sure. Aham and Roya and I are trying to find like a couples counselor, a throuples counselor.
Sure.
Aham and I have an old couples counselor who we love, but Roya was like, well, I feel like it might be nice to like start fresh with someone where we're all coming in on equal footing. So we've been doing these consults. We've done like, I don't know, 6, and they've all been pretty much the same. Everyone's very nice. They ask a little bit about us. They say a little bit about their methods and therapeutic philosophies. So we'd already had 4 or 5. And then we just had a couple more. So I'm at my mom's because she had a knee replacement. So I am.
She really is in the pit.
She's
for real.
Absolutely. And I got to go to the hospital a bunch of times. Like I had to call the hospital and I was like, day surgery, please. Acting like I knew
Give me
about the hospital.
Yeah. We need a radiology consult.
I'm at my mom's house. Aham and Roya are at home. So we're all zooming into this consult with this person that I will not describe. I don't want to give any identifying information. So we sign on. It's supposed to be at noon. The person does not appear. So we're all sitting there. We sit there for 11 minutes and it's only a 15-minute appointment.
Oh.
And while we're sitting there, we're kind of like looking at this person's website and it doesn't have very much information at all. And it's kind of nonsense. The little bio, it's just like Do you need someone for listening?
Did you call one of those scammers that tries to get you to buy gift cards from Walmart? And they were like, yes, I'll be your therapist. First, you need to go to Target and buy 18 gift cards.
Totally.
Send me the number and the code.
I need you to go to GameStop, okay? I tried to call also, and it just went to voicemail. And the voicemail, I was already feeling some alarm bells.
Yeah.
The voicemail was like, hello, you've reached the doctor. If this is an emergency, you can call 911. Like,
which is where I am as well.
So then we're sitting there. Aham and Roy are like, look, we've had enough other consultations.
Yeah.
Let's just call it. We don't need to meet every single person. I say, yeah, good idea. So they sign off and I'm about to close it. The second they log off, this person pops up. So I texted them and I was like, they're here if you want to come back on. And the person is like this.
Lindy is down in the bottom right quadrant of her screen.
Creeping in the corner of the frame, not looking at the camera, not saying anything.
And on their phone, it kind of looks like that's what you were miming. Okay.
Yeah, like doing something just out of frame. And I said, oh, hi. And they like didn't say anything. And then I text Aham and Roya immediately. And I was like, you don't have to sign on. This is not our person. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. But then they didn't get it in time.
It was too late.
They come back. So at this point, this person has sort of sat up, but is still just not really saying anything. And when I requested the appointment, I filled out a whole thing like, here's who we are. Here's our situation. Here's what we're looking for. So presumably they know who they're meeting with. Aham and Roy pop up. First thing this person says, they go, whoa, a lot of people. And we said, yeah.
Very observant.
And then they were like, so, oh my God. Do you want to tell me about what you are looking for? Or I guess I could read the paperwork. Oh my God. And like already I'm crying. My whole face is bright red. I am visibly crying. I get the giggles so bad immediately because it is immediately the craziest thing I've ever experienced. And
this person has not acknowledged in any way that they were 11 minutes late to a 15-minute meeting.
No, they did say eventually sort of like, sorry, I'm late. Technology.
Can I say something? I feel like people still do that to this day. They're like, oh, sorry, my camera's not working. Oh, technology. Just fucking stop lie. I'm going to let you get away with it, but only if you promise to let me get away with it. Because at this point, 6.5 years past the very first Zoom meeting we took in COVID, you know how your fucking your camera is not broken. No, sister. No. And you are not having technology problems. You are lying, which is fine because life is a curse and we are all burdened. But at this point, don't even acknowledge, just don't turn the camera on. You don't need to be like, but I'm just saying everyone knows you're lying. And I think we've all, actually, here's what I really am saying. We've all entered into a compact where we're all lying and we all know it, but we let each other continue because we are also lying. So I guess it's fine. Whatever.
But you use this every day.
I know. Come on.
So then sweet Roya gives a very earnest, like,
oh, girl.
Oh, okay. So there's three of us. And it truly, like, the person is not looking at the camera at all, is still just like
playing Candy Crush.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
Roya's talking. The person is not saying anything. And it's just like agonizing silence in between, like every time we stop talking. And what it feels like is Michael Scott pretending that he made his presentation or so, like sometimes they'll just like would go click the mouse for a while and be like,
you're like, I'm looking at your file. But really,
Right.
they're checking the high score for. They're checking their Wordle badges on New York Times.
Yeah. They said, "Did you read my bio on my website?" And we were like, "Uh-huh." And they go, "Okay, then you know all about me then." Like, instead of telling us anything, then eventually they go, "I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't know anything about throuple."
Yeah, no shit, dog.
And we were like, "That's okay.
I don't know anything about throuple.
That's okay." Then it's like they're looking at their own bio. Literally, like, what do I know about relationships? I can do that. Conflict. Communication. Yeah. Like, don't you know what you're why are you reading relationships?
Because he's a scammer who needs gift cards. That's what this is about.
So we were like, we just wanted to meet a wide range of therapists, and see who we click with. And then they go, so you couldn't find anyone else, huh? Megan, I'm sobbing.
We found like 7 other people
who were normal. What is this?
They made eye contact.
Like,
they know about throuple.
At a certain point, I texted Aham and Roya, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Are we the therapist? Like, what is happening? Like, are you not a therapist?" Because really, there is no, like, their website has almost nothing, and it has a really strange detail on it, which is that it said, "Are you between the ages of 10 and 50 and need someone to talk to?"
Oh, I'm 51. Damn.
Well,
I guess not.
what do you mean 10 and 50?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'll never recover from. So you couldn't find anybody else, huh? couldn't find anybody else.
Oh my God. That's
And so
beautiful.
anyway, then they were like, "Well, is there anything else you want to ask me?" And we said, "No,
Definitely not.
I think we're okay. We'll be in touch if we want to work together." And they were like, "Okay, bye." Like, and I'm making it sound like more unfriendly than it was, because it wasn't even actually like,
They weren't unfriendly. They were just bizarre.
They were bizarre, and they were like,
came down from
yes,
Mars.
yes,
And they, much like Resident Alien, ate the doctor. Okay,
Yes.
killed the actual doctor, and then shapeshifted
yes,
into the form of doctor, and then went on there and said, "I don't know about throuple." Because that's what they thought a human doctor would say.
I gotta be honest with you guys.
I don't know what day it is.
I gotta be honest with you guys. It's so funny. And it was like then, like, I had to keep turning my camera off, because I was like, my camera and mic, because I was like, I luckily I don't think they were looking at me.
No.
Then we got on a FaceTime, and I just like cried and screamed for like 20 minutes.
That is amazing.
And then I was like, I kind of don't even think I need therapy anymore.
No, I'm cured.
I never even need to eat again, because I'm
I'm sated. Yes.
anyway. It was
Every now and
so
again,
funny.
I think I'm cured too. And then my therapist will ask one singular cutting question, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I know.
Like, "Oh, do you think you grew up food insecure?" And I'm like, I guess. Now that you mention it, probably. That's really funny. Well, good luck finding a human being.
Yeah, it was So we're just going to go with our old therapist because she rules.
Anyway, we hope all of your brains are doing good on this fine day. We're going to take a little breaky break. We'll be right back with something. Whatcha Watchin? Oh, we have a song for that. Oh, excellent.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Okay, we're back. Do I have the song ready? No, I don't. But that's none of your business. Oh.
Hey, what you watching? 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 What you watching now?
You know, it's been said before, but damn, that's funky.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's funky.
Yeah. Megan, you know what I was thinking when I was listening to our last week's episode for the second time? And I was listening to a commercial that we have. I feel this obligation to not skip through the commercials because I feel like it supports our podcast. But then I'm like,
yeah,
if anyone's allowed, surely it's me.
Surely it's you. And also, they don't support the podcast.
They really don't. I was like, I'm listening to a lot of commercials. Where's that check?
Patreon.com/textmebackpod. Hello. If you want to support the podcast.
But yeah, I was listening to this commercial, you know, for Simply Safe or whatever. And then we come back and I was thinking, I wonder if the listeners realize that when we take a break,
it's not anything. Like, here's how it goes. We're going to take a quick break. Nope, that's not how it goes. Here's how it goes. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Whatcha Watchin. Okay, we're back. Usually I'll move my head around to like signal the passage of time.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I wonder if they think that we like get up and go to the bathroom.
No, we don't do that.
No.
Well, so the way it works, we just record this all the way through and then producer Allie chops it up. It's easier for her to have like one big file. So we just sit here for a whole hour. But it's not like the old radio days where they'd say we're taking a break, and they really would. They would press a button and play some commercials. Yeah. And the DJ would go take a whizzer. Good for him. Good for him or her.
Anyway, Megan, what we're watching?
Well, now I'm wondering, should I start with Dennis or should we just get into what we're watching?
I can't answer that for you, Megan, because I don't know what Dennis is.
Well, look, you and I have been watching a lot of true crime. I feel a lot of different ways about that morally, but I feel like I do at least try to watch ones that are like journalistically ethical, as opposed to like, I don't know if I totally understand like a comedy podcast about true crime. Like, to me, listen to whatever you want. I'm not trying to like be judgmental, but for me personally, it's like, I don't know, somebody did die.
Yeah.
So
I also have a hard time, even though it's such good TV, but I have a hard time justifying like First 48.
I know.
You know, because
it's
like
such propaganda, you know, but.
And the cops are, so many of them are clearly bad people.
Yes. But, well, there was that whole, I think it was whatever season aired in 2016. They were watching the election results come in. Not that this is at all surprising, but they really don't talk about that stuff on the show. And I feel like that's by design, because the whole point is to get everybody to watch the show. So if all the cops were like, oh God, I hope Trump comes in and cleans up the streets. So they just don't show that stuff. And then the night that Trump was winning the election, a couple of the cops from Tulsa who would otherwise seem, I mean, I know this is such a stupid and naive thing for me to say, but they seemed nice enough guys, just like white guys from Oklahoma, right? Yep. And then, of course, they're like, I think this is going to be great. He's going to clean up the streets. And it's not like I didn't know deep down that every single cop on that show was a Trump voter, but it's just like I was allowed to live in an illusion until you broadcast this episode,
Yeah.
But anyways. We love the podcast Case File. I feel like that's done very respectfully, although it does sometimes err on the side of propaganda. But also, I do feel like the host of that show will be like, the cops did so bad.
Yeah.
This is so bad. This is not good police work. So I do appreciate that at least. And Dateline is getting better about that too, of at least pointing out when the cops fucked something up so bad. And it's like, well, he became a suspect because he listens to Metallica. And the cop's like, yes, sir. Well, what is that? Okay, Bucky. That don't make no sense. Anyway, so we both watched this documentary on Netflix. It's called The Murder of Rachel Nickell. And she was with her son and she was attacked and killed in this like big, pretty popular park in the middle of London. And like, okay, sure, it's the 90s. DNA wasn't as evolved as it is now. Sure, whatever. But it's like they barely investigated this shit. I feel like they were annoyed that the husband had an alibi because they're like, well, now we'll never figure it out. Like, ugh. And then they were like trying to get the kid who was 2 years old at the time to be like, what was the man wearing? What did he? And it's like, he's 2. What's he going to tell you?
He just watched his mom get murdered.
I don't think he's going to be able to give you enough information for a sketch, So then the cops are like, let's put together a criminal profile. Anytime the word criminal profile escapes someone's lips, I say, let me stop you right there. That shit is not real. I just don't. Maybe it is real technically, but it's not real in my opinion. It's such bullshit. Like they find some random PhD haver, like, oh, I have a PhD in criminology from wherever the fuck. And they're like, okay, I put together my file.
Megan?
You'll never guess what's in it.
When they popped up on the screen, the criminal profile for this guy that they'd hired this expert to make, and then they showed the like what they'd actually shown on the news at the time. It said, do you mind if I tell them what it said?
Please, I wish you would. I'm about to lose it.
It said, loves pornography. Martial arts ? No girlfriend.
No girlfriend. Yeah, let me tell you, that's every criminal profile I have ever seen. Martial arts ? Likes pornography, no girlfriend. And by the way, that's every man in England. Okay, so what the fuck is this? Why have you given this man, you probably gave him 60,000 pounds to tell you martial arts ? Likes pornography, no girlfriend. Okay, so then they're like scouring the countryside for martial arts ? Likes pornography, no girlfriend. They find some guy who, you guessed it, like listens to Metallica or something. And they're like, oh, he's weird. It was probably him.
Yeah.
So what's it called when, a honeypot. They're like, let's do a little honeypot where we get a lady cop to try to like fucking sexy time this man over a letter.
First of all, why does it have to be a lady if you're just sending him letters in the mail? Yeah. Have Jeff do it. Why does
because I guess they were like, well, it has to be girly handwriting or something. What does he know? I
feel like she would probably love to be put on anything else,
Bruh, no girlfriend. He doesn't know what women's handwriting looks like. So anyway, so she writes this letter being like, oh, hello, I hope we can do sexy time soon. And I love Satan also. So.
What kind of stuff do you think that you might want to do when we are sexual? Do you think maybe murder me?
In like the exact way that this other person was killed? That could be interesting. Hail Satan. So then he writes back just something like weird and unsettling. And they're like, it's him. He did it. And the fucking guy gets convicted.
Dude.
It was so crazy. And he was in jail wrongfully for years. And then his conviction got overturned, but it was just such a fucking psychotic thing. And then come to find out, and this is a spoiler, if you want to watch it, you can skip the next, 2 minutes, because I'm just going to tell you what happens. Come to find out, there was an almost identical murder that had taken place where a mother was killed and so was her young child. Sorry. So also, spoiler alert, it was very sad. Or not spoiler alert, but content
Trigger warning. Yeah.
Trigger warning. This
Content.
is a very sad story about a child being harmed. But there was this almost identical murder. She was killed in almost the exact same way. A child was there. And there had been this rash of assaults in the same area. And there had been DNA at all of these crime scenes. And so these women are going to the police saying, like, I think it was this guy. There was DNA on the thing. I think it was this man whose name was like Ken Stabber or something. Like his name was literally like he was Jeff Assaulter.
Yeah,
okay.
He worked at Hogwarts. He taught.
His name was Professor Homicide. And they were like, I think it was Professor Homicide. I'm almost certain it was him. And the cops go to talk to him and he's like, oh yeah, well maybe I'll come by tomorrow and give you my DNA. And they're like, okay, great. Well, just let us know. Big shocker. Jeff Homicide does not come. Mm-mm. And they never follow up. And when somebody asks about it, they go, well, Jeff Homicide is 6 foot. And these women said that Jeff Homicide was 5'10". So
yeah, he was too tall.
It wasn't him. There's no point in checking the DNA because it wasn't him.
Also, martial arts question mark?
Likes pornography. Who could say?
Yeah.
No girlfriend? So they had this man dead to rights after these assaults. They never check his DNA. Okay, because he's too tall or not tall enough. He goes on to kill this lady and her child, and then he goes on to kill this other lady in front of her child. And the cops are like, you hate to see it.
Wow, I'm so glad we caught him, though. We caught him. We sure did.
And I think at the end of the day, we can all say congrats to me, police, for eventually catching this man.
It just has been coming up a lot lately with the stuff that we've been watching. Because I was also live texting you while I was watching World's Worst Ex on Netflix.
Worst ex ever.
Worst ex ever.
Yes.
And there's this lady who was dating this man who then, of course, went on to kill a bunch of people.
Where to even begin? Because it's so irritating.
Okay. He kidnaps her, beats her up, steals her car.
Yeah.
Makes her drive him 3 hours away to see his other girlfriend. And then she goes to the cops and she's like, yes, hello. Because I think other people had been sort of nervous about this guy, but the cops were like, well, he hasn't really done anything bad. I don't know. And this lady's like, I'm covered in his DNA. Look at my face.
I have been attacked.
And they were like, they brought him in and he was like, yeah, she gets crazy sometimes. I think she might have beat herself up. And the cop was like, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's literally going to him saying, it's like he said, she said. Is it? Or is it DNA said? Because she's head to toe covered in this man's genetic material. Hello. I just feel like everything I listen to, it's like nothing could be done. We didn't have probable cause. You didn't have probable cause? You had this man on surveillance. There's biological material as far as the eye can see, and your ass is he said, she said. Who can say what happened here?
Which is crazy because then this poor guy in the Rachel Nickell documentary, they arrested him because he wrote a weird letter.
And you're gonna sit there talking about he's too tall? Jeff Homicide is too tall? Hello?
Because Colin wrote a letter to your honey trap saying, I'm so horny.
Hello?
Hello?
And then they say, oh, we have to give them $1 billion more.
Yeah.
Why? They don't even solve the crimes. They haven't solved any crime.
They say, aren't we so smart and good? Aren't you so glad we solved the Green River killer and we caught BTK? Did you?
Did you? I don't think that you did. They always say, oh, we caught BTK. No, you didn't, dum-dum. BTK... BTK was sending these fucking people letters being like, Hello. Speaking of genetic material ceiling to floor, my God, he was leaving it everywhere. Okay, like it was nuts. There was eyewitnesses. And these people were seeing Dennis walking all around with homicide weapons and like rope and stuff. And then they're like, who can say who's doing it? We'll never crack the code. The way they found him was he sent a floppy disk to the cops with his name on it.
It had metadata that said, I am Dennis.
I feel like it was not even metadata. It was just a file, like a Word file that said Dennis and with his fucking address on it. And they say, thank you, Mr. Police. We solved that. Get out of here. I can't. It's so annoying.
Freaking Dave Reichert is, I caught the Green River Killer. I caught the Green River Killer.
Did you catch him or did you let him roam free for like 37 years? And we're supposed to be proud of you? Also, I don't even think he really caught that guy. I feel like he's taking credit for some shit that somebody else did. It's crazy what goes on in these crimes. Another one is, I mean, this is like a little bit different because really I do think they struggled from the lack of crime scene investigative techniques or whatever, but that yogurt shop murder one.
Those poor fucking kids.
Yeah, the families, they got dragged around by these psychotic cops for like 30 years. There's this one really insane one who was like, oh, I can get a confession out of anyone. Turns out he wasn't getting confessions. He was just getting people to say stuff by beating the shit out of them. Not always the most accurate piece of information you're going to get. Anyway, they finally solve it. Turns out they actually had sent, this like APB out being like, hey, if you see somebody who looks like this in this car, and that person was in fact pulled over, and like the person who did it was pulled over in like Arizona or something, but they hadn't read the bulletin because back then it was just like a piece of paper on a literal bulletin board. So nobody ever read them. So the cop was like, have a good one. Bye. And so the murderer just got away immediately. He died by suicide because he was about to get caught for something else and go to prison. But instead of doing that, he died by suicide. So anyways, but it's just like, read the paper, read the bulletin board. What else do you do all day? Like, especially in the 90s, you didn't even have Candy Crush back then. What are you looking at? And what are you sitting in your fucking patrol car? Read the paper.
This isn't related at all, but I assume you've watched The Crash.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, I'm not a parent. And so I don't know what goes on in the raising of children. But I do believe something has gone very wrong in the raising of that child. What's her name? Mariah or something like that? Mackenzie, who was a teenager at the time. And now she's like, what, 21 or 22 or something?
Yeah, something like
she's
that.
She's still really young. All gas, no brakes, drove her Honda like 100 miles an hour into a wall. And her two passengers, one was her boyfriend and one was their friend, died. She lived and was like, oh, I had a POTS episode.
I know, POTS in the news. POTS
and I
making headlines.
As a newly diagnosed POTSy, I'm going to have to ask you to shut the fuck up. Okay. I mean, look, the P in POTS stands for postural. For me, it's when I change my posture from sitting to standing or laying down to standing, and I have like a little dizziness episode. And I'm sure there's many types, so I don't want to cast aspersions on any types of POTS, but I'm just sitting here watching this like, you were just sitting there and you're telling me that the way that this manifested was you became a lead foot.
Yeah, the POTS caused your foot to go, pew, zoop.
And then the POTS also caused you to pull the steering wheel back from your boyfriend because the car's black box data shows that there was some sort of struggle over the steering wheel. And somebody at one point kicked the car into neutral and then it went back into drive. Mm-hmm. And that was a POTS event, you say. Meanwhile, her father, Mackenzie's father, shows up for taping this documentary wearing a shirt that says boom across the front.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And he and her mom are just like, I just don't think she could do something like that. The only bad thing she ever did was she had a lot of attitude. And I was like, oh boy. Oh boy.
It was a rough watch, Megan.
Rough watch. Dark times. Anyway, that's what we're watching. I'd love to know what crime shows you're watching and how pissed off you are at the police. Because fucking people are pissing me off. Speaking of the police, I just want to say one thing and then we got to wrap this show up. I was driving. This has nothing to do with anything we just talked about. And I want to emphasize it's really, really stupid. But I was driving around my car.
Is this your micro segment?
This is my micro segment hang on.
Crazy lady living in a bag.
Okay, look, sometimes I drive around my car and I have these insane, stupid thoughts. Actually, sorry, let me start over because that's about to be really mean. Sometimes I just have these insane thoughts that I like to call Lindy thoughts. Because sometimes you'll just text me just whatever, like whatever thought even just crosses your cerebellum. You're like, boop, 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 boop. Megan, do you think an eagle feather is haunted? You know, like shit like that. And I always know it's you because like I'll be if I'm doing something else and I'm wearing my watch will give a little notification and I'll get like
Megan, Megan, do you think that if a coyote saw me walking my mom's dog, it would think I'd like to eat that dog, but it's friends with the biggest monkey I ever seen?
Or what do you say? Damn, cricket is cheeked. Oh. You know, like shit like that. And so every now and again, I have a thought like that. And I'm like, damn, Lindy thought. So, but it's kind of like that and kind of not. But I was just driving around and I just had this thought. Why did we talk about Dennis Franz's butt for so long? In 1997 or whenever that was, Detective Sipowicz, played by Dennis Franz, took a nude shower. And don't we all shower in the nude? Okay. And they showed his butt on broadcast television. And, you know, it's looked exactly like what you think Dennis Franz's butt would look like. I want to say we talked about Dennis Franz's butt for 18 months straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it was because it was the first one.
Like, was it the first butt?
I think it was the first butt shown on network television. I want to say.
Do you think it captured our imagination because it wasn't a particularly good looking butt?
Yeah, I think
it was like an average kind of chunky butt.
I think it was a revolutionary from a body positive king.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think representation matters. I think that's the first time I ever saw myself represented.
My chunky flat butts represent.
I don't know if we even said this is on NYPD Blue, by the way.
Yes, so it's related. Okay.
Yes.
So it's related because I bet you Sipowicz tested that MF's DNA. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate to do this to you because I feel like I'm always having a thought like about a fat person or about fat culture. And I'm like, I should ask Lindy about this. And maybe it's a little othering. So I apologize if it is. But I was like, has the community gotten involved with Sipowicz's butt? Because I feel like we talked about it for 22 months straight and then never spoke of it again. And then we go back and we say, oh, that was the first time we saw this, the first time we saw that. Where is Dennis Franz's butt in the discourse?
Yeah, why are we're having a Woodstock 99 documentary. We're having a American Apparel documentary. We're having a Girls Gone Wild documentary. Where's the Sipowicz's bare butt documentary? Deep dive. I'd like to see that.
Netflix, hello, I want 3 episodes.
It's such a good question because that was before social media. Like,
I know.
Where were we even receiving the butt? Like, what was? But
they wouldn't have re-shown the butt on morning television because the whole thing was that they're showing the butt after 10 p.m.
right
on network television. Would Good Morning America have then said, okay, we're going to show you the butt that we showed last night so that we can talk about the butt and the cultural implications of it on Good Morning America?
They would probably pixelate the butt if they showed
probably
it.
Pixelated the butt, yeah.
But I can see the butt right now.
I know, me too, but where would I have seen it? Because I didn't watch NYPD Blue back then. Maybe they showed it on like Conan or something, and I have it on VHS somewhere. Anyway, it just was on my mind, and I didn't want to forget. This is how important it was to me. I didn't want to forget, so I asked Siri to make a note that just said Dennis Franz, so that I would remember to talk to you about it. That's a case that never sat right with me. Vis-a-vis, we never talk about it anymore.
Yeah, a moment of perfect monoculture. When we all cared about the same thing, which was Dennis. Well, where's Dennis Franz himself anyway? By the way, he might be.
I'm gonna Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
He's alive. He's 81 years old.
That's not even that old. Where the hell is he?
Dennis.
Anyway,
let us know what you're watching and what cops you're mad at. New Coben dropping, by the way, like
I know.
a week. Yeah, it's really good.
Which is perfect because my mother is recovering and can do nothing but sit on the couch, and we've been desperate for something to watch.
Here comes Coben in your time of need. Okay, we're going to take another breaky break, in which I just move my head in a circle to denote the passage of time, and then we'll be right back. We're back. Okay, really quickly. I know you got to go. I just want to say World Cup is happening, and it's been an absolute delight to watch. I know not everyone who listens to our show watches sports. I should clarify, it's men's World Cup. There's so many wonderful stories. There's like countries who have never been in it before. Like Cape Verde got their first goal in World Cup history. It's so exciting. It's so fun to watch. I hate the US. It's weird because I feel like when it's the Olympics, I get a sort of creepy and surprising nationalist streak where I want Americans to win everything. Mm-hmm. But for World Cup, I'm like, ugh. I just feel like that would be such a downer if the US won.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
so
we
I
don't want that.
Them to.
No.
But I'm sure this is a CIA psyop or something, but it's been so lovely seeing all the videos of like Europeans in America, like discovering things about America. Where they're like, oh, maybe this country doesn't suck balls. Like, it's really nice. The Scottish people have taken over Boston. Boston doesn't have any beer left in it because the Scottish drank all of it. The Europeans are discovering ranch. So they're like shipping ranch back to Europe and like getting separate suitcases to bring ranch back to England.
Smart.
People are going to steakhouses and they're like, medium rare. Do you guys know about this? So it's been really lovely. And I was like, yeah, it could be like this all the time. It's really sad. I mean, that's just been really nice. I'm enjoying. Write in. Let me know who you're rooting for. I don't know if this is problematic, but I think I'm rooting for France. Let me know.
Didn't you say you saw a guy's bone come out?
Yes. Unfortunately, yesterday, the vibes came down hard. So where we are, it's June 19th. Happy Juneteenth, by the way.
Yes.
Yesterday, ally.
I'd like to say we weren't scheduled to record today, and Megan requested it.
I changed it. Yes, I did. I changed it. This was not a microaggression. Maybe it was an internal microaggression. I don't know. Yesterday, Canada was playing Qatar, and a Qatari player slide tackled a Canadian player from behind, missed the ball, hit the guy's leg. It was really gruesome. I was watching it live and I just thought, why does his foot look like that? And then they cut away and I said, oh no. And I think if he hadn't been wearing the sock, we'd be looking at something pretty bad. But after the Canadian guy came out, they scored like 3 more goals and they won like 6-0. So it was really a beautiful tribute to their fallen comrade.
Well, that's nice. Or maybe that guy was trying to throw the game. What a horrible thing to say about a man who's been grievously injured. Why did I say that?
I don't know. I haven't gotten an update. I don't know what's going on with this man, but he's only 24. And if it was, in fact, a compound fracture, it could be a career ender. So it's really sad to think about somebody that young. But the games, like the vibe of the games has been really up, really positive. It's really nice to see people like, sorry to be this person. Maybe I'm just being annoying, but some British guy said this, and I think it's right. Like, what people are discovering is that America as a concept and as a country sucks. But Americans are different. It's like 2 separate things, America and Americans. Like, there's a lot of shitty Americans. I'm not trying to say that we're good, because we're not. But it's been very heartening to see Americans being helpful on like an individual level to like people not knowing where to go. That's or like so what train to take, like being like, oh, don't go to Chipotle. There's a really good local place over here, go here. But like they all love the fast food too because they don't have the same stuff over there. So like one guy got Chick-fil-A and he's like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, they put cocaine in the Chick-fil-A. You got to be careful. Anyway, so let us know who you're rooting for. I really shouldn't talk about sports I don't know anything about because this is a very quick accountability moment. Like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I'm watching the French Open. And this guy, Zverev, looks like a East German villainous Josh Holloway. And I thought he was just like a normal tennis player. Turns out he's an absolute demon from hell who commits grievous interpersonal crimes against his domestic partners. And I said, I had no idea. Listener Victoria Vassal, who we went to high school with, had to message us to be like, he sucks, actually. So I take back Zverev stinks. And so it's possible the whole team of France sucks too, and I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Well, we can't vet every man.
That's not possible.
But I forgive you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There is one other man, and then we will end it. Oh. His name's Zlatan.
Okay.
And I've been texting people that I know who watch soccer to be like, am I allowed to like Zlatan? Because he's cracking me up. He is so funny. He used to play for Sweden, and now he's retired. So he's a host with like Alexi Lawless, who is a demon.
Yep.
And so he's constantly roasting Alexi, being like, I don't like what you're wearing today. It's disgusting, Alexis. And he calls him Alexis, which I can't put my finger on it, but it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I like it. Like, don't call him Alexis. I mean, do. I think it bothers him. So keep doing that. But I asked my friend, Ashley, she's the only person I know who really watches sports. I was like, Ashley, is Zlatan problematic in some way, or am I allowed to like him? And she said he's just problematic in the normal sport way. And I was like, great.
Sold. Let's do it.
So let us know who you're rooting for.
And let us know if you are Zlatan.
What are yours?
What are yours, Megan?
If you're Zlatan Ibrahimovic, give me a call. I think you're very funny.
Good episode, Megs.
Good job, everybody. Bye. Mwah.